What's going on, Rovers? It's Mr. Shalat back with another video. We're continuing to talk about Onshape today. All right, we're at the point where we have modeled our 5 individual parts and we have put those 5 parts together in an assembly. All right, so what do we do next? How do we finish this project? All right, so by the end of this video, you're going to understand everything you need to do in order to wrap this project up. All right. It's not going to be done in a day. There are several steps. I'm not sure about how long the video is going to be, but I'm going to go over everything. And then after this, we're not going to talk about the puzzle cube anymore. You're just going to have time to work. All right. So let's take a look. I'm going to share out my screen here. For today, I am going to be, let's see, where is it? There we go. I am going to be using the web. Okay. So I'm going to be on a computer today. All right. I did reach out to you guys to see if everybody had a computer at home, access to some type of device other than the iPad. Unfortunately, these things I'm going to show you today can't be done on the iPad. They haven't added those features just yet. So, with that being said, I'm going to walk you through um, some hidden features that you wouldn't have known about on the iPad because we haven't accessed it. Now, if you're on your iPad and you use the web browser, you open up Safari, you open up Chrome, you go to onshape.com, you sign in, you're going to be able to work on it on the website too. Okay. But you can't do it from inside the app. The app, it doesn't have these particular features that I'm going to cover today. All right. So when I'm on the computer here, I'm going to open up my puzzle cube project. All right. Before I do that, right, we need to get this file. This is a file that I have designed that you guys are going to find and install so you have it on your set of files on your iPad so you can use it for the assignment today. All right. So the name of the file that I've designed here is called Easton Drawing Sheet, all one word. Um, we do use the camel case. Okay. So in order to find this particular file, what you're going to do is you're going to find my file and you're going to make a copy. And then once you have a copy, it'll be just loaded in here and you can use it at any time. All right. But we have to get that file. So before I start today, I'll show you how to get the file. On the left-hand side, you're going to click on public. Okay. So when I click on public, this shows me all different files that people are currently making inside of Onshape. You're going to see some crazy stuff. All right. Now, in order to find my drawing sheet, the sheet that I made for this class, you're going to come up to the top and search, and you're going to type in Easton drawing sheet. Okay. Capitalize the ED and S, Easton drawing sheet. Hit search, and it's going to take a few seconds for it to find it. All right. And then you got to find the one that's by me. Now, a couple students that have already copied this, you might see their names on here. You're going to find the one that's by me, find my first and last name. All right. And that's the one you want. You're going to click on it, make a copy, and get that saved. If you need help doing that, you're going to need to reach out to me. I can't show it on my screen because if I click on this right now, it's mine and I can't make copies because it's my file because I made it. So it'll be self-explanatory. Once you open it up, you're going to make a copy and save it to your personal Onshape directory. So if I go back over here to on the left-hand side here underneath create, I'm going to click on my Onshape and you should have the 2 files that are listed there. Okay. So I'm going to open up the Puzzle Cube project. I'm not going to do anything with this now. All right. I'm going to open up the Puzzle Cube project. All right. And we take a look across the bottom. You know, I have my yellow part here. I have my orange part. I've got purple. Okay. I've got all my colors and I have my assembly. Okay. And I have my assembly. So that's all I have right now. Let me delete that file. Okay. So what's next? All right. What is next? Well, we're going to start a drawing. To start a drawing, you got to come down here to this plus sign. Okay. You've got all the different tabs. There's a big plus sign in the lower left-hand corner. I'll hit the plus. right? And I'm going to create a drawing. Okay. When I choose create drawing, if I hit OK, all right. If I hit OK, just to the current, this is the default Onshape drawing sheet. Okay. This is the default Onshape drawing sheet. That's not the one we're going to use. Okay. So I'll delete that file. What we're going to do is import the one that we just saved. So you went online, you downloaded that file, you now have it. All right. So I'm going to hit the plus button and then I'm going to choose create drawing. And how am I going to do this? Well, mine says right here, it says Easton drawing sheet. That's the one that I want to import. On yours, how can we do this? Give me one sec. Just trying to figure this out. It's different on my screen because I've already done it. It must be that. It must be that. All right. So I'm going to click on my Onshape. All right. And right there, it's going to be the Easton template dot DWT. A DWT is our drawing template. Okay. That's what the T stands for. So when I open that, apologize for a little bit of delay there. Okay. When you open it, here's our template. Okay. It's got, the rover down at the bottom, the project lead the way logo. It says rover engineering. Okay. And it has your name. It should have your name. If it doesn't have your name, that will probably update once you start bringing in your files, or you can just go down and type your name in. All right. But a lot of this is going to be auto generated. So it's going to generate the date, the name of the file, okay, what you're working with. What we want to do is bring in our first part. So over here on the left, I can select my first part. All right. So if I come over here, and here's my blue part. So let's bring my blue part in. All right. Now it's asking, hey, where do you want to put this thing? It's putting it on the page as a front view. Okay. So that really is determined by how you modeled the shape. Hopefully your front view is representing your shape in the best orientation. If it's not, we're going to have to rotate it around. Okay. So here it says where view orientation, the default is front. Okay. If for some reason your piece got turned around and maybe your front view is your top view or named differently, if you're not seeing the view that you need off of the working drawings that you've already created, then you're going to have to pick one of those different options. Now we're bringing this in 1-to-1, okay, because our pieces aren't all that big. So we're going to be able to fit them 1-to-1 scale, which means it's actual size. All right. So I'm going to come over and I'll click one time. That will put down what is our front view. And then I can slide to the right. Okay. Leave yourself, inch or two. All right. And click again. And that's going to drop your right side view of your puzzle cube piece. All right. Then if I click on the front view again and I drag up, I now have my top view. Look at how simple that was. Okay. So you have spent all this time dimensioning and modeling your parts, making sure that they were accurate. Now we just generated a 3-view drawing, our multi-view drawing in 3 clicks of the mouse. It was that quick. Okay. Gets even better. We want to put an ISO up here in the corner. Okay. Well, you don't have to draw it. I literally click on the front view. I drag up here. I click again. There's my ISO. Okay, there's my ISO. If I press escape on my keyboard to deactivate that tool, because right now it just wants to keep projecting. Okay, so if I want to deactivate that tool, I press escape. All right, I could come up to this ISO that we have here and we can represent that as the color that we need. So in our case, I'd right click on this. All right, and I'm going to go show shaded view. Now it's blue. Okay, so we want these to be black and white. We want our colored ISO to be up there in the corner. All right, so far so good. Now the fun part. Okay, the reason that we spent so much time on multi-view drawings, the reason that we spent so much time on isometrics, the reason we spent so much time on dimensioning, okay, where we spent multiple days doing those lessons, whereas everything else we kind of, kept it moving. And I spent a lot of time. Why did we do that? Well, that's for today. All right. Because you guys know what the dimensioning guidelines are and you have to follow them. Okay. So if I come up to the top and I choose the dimensioning tool, it looks exactly like it did in the app. So I come up to the top here, I click on dimension. All right. I come over here to my part. You can click on the line and press and drag out. And look, it's putting the dimension on there for us. Okay. You could also click on the corner, and pull that over. Okay. So you need to follow the guidelines. This is what I will be grading you on. Okay. So you're going to have plenty of time to work on this assignment. This is not something that's going to be due in a day or two. All right. You need to make sure that you fully dimension your part. Okay. No duplicate dimensions, no dimensioning the hidden lines, no putting your dimensions on the bottom of shape. Okay. Got to follow all the guidelines that we spent all that time talking about. All right. So if I take this particular shape here, I have to do the overall. Okay. So I'll pull that up. All right. And I'll come over here to this point, pull that up. Okay. Look at that. Front view, fully dimensioned. Okay. Now we have to shift over either to our right side view or our top view, and we need to get some more dimensions on this. Okay. So I'll come over here to this view. Again, I'll pull this information over. Notice it snaps to these other dimensions. See those pink lines? That's not something I'm doing. As I'm dragging up, it's knowing that I want to drag and drop this. So if you want those to be right in alignment, those two 1.5s, boom. Okay, same thing here. I'll click the two corners. I'll pull this up. And now that 0.75 and this 0.75, they're in the same exact spot. Okay, this looks great. Okay, that's what we need for this particular drawing. If you're on a current tool right now, I'm on the dimension tool. If I press escape on my keyboard, now I could come in if I needed to move this over, or you need to take that drawing and shift it over a little bit. You can make modifications to this. Okay, it's not permanent, so I can move that up if I needed to. And this drawing's basically done. Let's fill in our title block down here at the bottom. Okay, well, the name of the project, you're going to fill that in. The project is the puzzle cube. Okay, so project is puzzle cube. The drawing title is blue part. Okay, green part, red part, yellow part, whatever color parts you're going to have. All right, so in that space there, you're going to enter whatever the color of the part is that you're working on. So the name of the project is the puzzle cube project. Okay, the drawing title is whatever that individual drawing is about. And in this one, it's our blue part. All right. You'll have the date on there that you created it. Our scale is 1:1. It fills in that information because it knows, okay, when you created that particular shape. All right. So when I drop this on, it knows what date I made it. Okay. It also knows what scale it was created in when I dropped it here on the page. So this sheet is done. Okay. This sheet is done. I would then come over, hit the plus button. Okay. Create a drawing and do one for the yellow part and do one for the red part. Okay. You're going to do that for each one. Please make sure you are spending time dimensioning your parts correctly. Okay. That becomes super, super important because honestly, that's what I'm looking for. All right. I've already graded you on how the parts look. All right. Now, with the drawing sheets, the final presentation, okay, how did you dimension those parts? Okay. So please double check, triple check that you're dimensioning the parts correctly. All right. No, I will not give you your answers. Okay. Is this right, Mr. Schlott? No, I won't do that. But if you have a individual question about a specific dimension or something like that, I will answer those questions. Okay. But please reference all the things that we did on dimensioning. Okay. Follow those dimensioning guidelines. Make sure you're doing that correct. All right, so that's the first part. You're going to have 5 of these pages when you're done. Okay, so 5 drawing sheets. I would rename drawing 1 down here at the bottom. So when I'm looking at this drawing 1, if I right click on it, I can rename it. I would call that blue drawing. All right, so I'll call that one blue drawing. This way, when I'm looking at the tabs, I know what I'm clicking on. All right, you're going to have a bunch of tabs down here at the bottom. As you keep adding drawings, it's much easier when you highlight over them. It's going to tell you what that particular part is. So you can see as I'm moving my mouse over each of these, it quickly shows me what the part is. Make sure that you rename these as well. Otherwise, it's going to say drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so you're making 5 of these. Next step, we're going into our assembly. All right. And with our assembly, we are going to take this particular piece and we are going to pull it apart. All right. So this particular item right now has 5 pieces. If you think back to if your parents have or your grandparents have ever bought something and it comes with an instruction manual, and inside there they show you an exploded view where they show you all the individual pieces. So you buy that brand new lawnmower, okay? When the lawnmower's tire falls off, you just buy a new tire, okay? Or you buy the new rim for it. You don't have to buy a whole new lawnmower. I know some people do, but if you want to, be frugal, you only have to buy the parts to be able to fix that particular piece. That's what we're going to do here with our puzzle cube. We're going to make an exploded view. We're going to take this thing apart. All right. So to do so, how do we do that? Well, on the right-hand side of the screen, let me move this down out of the way. Okay. So here in our assembly, on the right-hand side, okay, you have a couple icons here. The bottom one says exploded views. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. All right. And it will split your screen in two. It'll show you your drawing over here on the left. And it says add exploded view. So I'm going to hit that. All right. So now I am starting my exploded view. We're going to take our part here and we are going to dismantle it. Okay. We're going to take it apart. So in order to do that, what we'll do, all right, is I'll select my first piece. Here's my yellow piece. I will grab my vertical arrow. Okay. And I can start pulling that up. Now, there's not a whole lot of room on the screen here. So if I scroll my mouse out, then I can see the whole cube. All right. So if I pull this all the way up here, okay, nothing specific. We want the spacing of our pieces to all be even. So when you're pulling this part up or down, we don't want to leave it like right here. We do want to leave some space between. All right. We're going to pull the whole thing apart. So I pull this up and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit the green check mark. All right. Then I'm going to select the next piece. Let's say it's this blue piece. And I'm going to slide that one backward. Okay. I'll leave about the same amount of space. And then I'll hit the green check mark. I'll select the next piece. Let's say it's the orange one. Okay. I slide this one back. Okay. Hit the green check mark. Take the green one. Okay. Slide that in this direction. All right. Hit the green check mark. Take our purple piece. I'll move that one down. Hit the green check mark. All right. Now, the spacing should be pretty even. I don't like where this green one is at. I want to pull that one out a little more. So I'll click on it, slide it out just a little bit more. Okay. Hit the green check mark. This is our exploded view. Okay. We've now taken our pieces. It's got the trails that show how do we put this thing together. All right. We're able to see all 5 of those parts. All right. So that's what we want. We wanted our exploded view. At the top, when you're finished, you're going to click on the word done. Okay. So up top here, all right, I'm moving my mouse. It's right above that view cube. I hit the word done. All right. That makes my whole cube go back together. All right. So I have my fully assembled cube, which, you guys have already done. And if I come over here to the right under explode, if I double click on that, it blows the whole cube apart. Okay. So we need both views. All right. And to hide this, you would click on that icon and it slips back in there. Now remember to zoom in and zoom out on the computer, you scroll the wheel. And if you have to move around the screen, you press in on the mouse or the trackpad and you're able to move this around. Okay. So what do we have now? We have our fully assembled cube and we have our exploded cube. We need to represent both of those on a drawing sheet. So I'm going to come down, hit the plus button. I'm going to create a drawing. I'm going to select our Easton template, which we have saved on our drive. All right, it is blank right now. So as I go to bring this in, I don't want these parts. What I want, see how this says Part Studio here? Okay, I don't want that. I want our assemblies. So here's my assembly. I'm going to bring my assembly in. Okay. Not quite sure what just happened. Hopefully it didn't freeze on me. Let's try and bring it in again. Okay, so insert, we go to assemblies. I select my assembly. All right, and there it is. It's coming in. All right. What orientation do we want to look at this in? Well, we want to see the ISO of it. Okay, our assembly, we've been looking at it as an ISO. So where it says view orientation, I'm going to change that to isometric. All right. When we bring that in, I'm going to put that over here on the right-hand side. Go ahead and drop my cube. Okay, there it is. I can right click on it. I can go show shaded view, right? There's our puzzle cube. All right, fully assembled. And now we're going to bring in our exploded view. So again, I'm going to hit that insert button. I'm going to tap on insert, assemblies, select my assembly. All right. Then it wants to know what position. Okay. So instead of it being on the default, I want to choose the exploded view. Okay. That exploded view should be an isometric. All right. But as you can see, it's coming in. It's enormous right now. So we're still using those one-to-one parts, but we've spread them out so much, all right, that we now need to scale this down so we're able to see what we're doing. So instead of 1-to-1, we're going to go 1-to-2. All right. That cuts it in half. So now there's plenty of room for me to come over here, go ahead and drop that on the page. Okay. And I'll right click on it and I'll show the shaded view. Okay. There's our puzzle cube. Okay. Looking good. So at the bottom down here, okay, name of the project is the Puzzle Cube project. The drawing title will be Assembly and Exploded. Okay, Assembly and Exploded will be the name of the title. Okay, the scale you can leave 1-to-1. That's okay. All right, and we're finished. Okay, we're done with this. So this is the 6th drawing. When you turn this in, you will turn in 6 screenshots. Okay, 6 screenshots. The screenshots will be one of every part. So let me switch over to that. Okay, so you're going to have 5 of those. And then you're going to have this one. Okay, those are the screenshots that you need to include. All right, now how do you do that? Let me stop sharing my screen here. And we will switch over to my iPad so I can show you what to do. Okay, so share out my screen, and we need to look at the iPad. Perfect. We'll make me a little bit bigger. All right. So here we are on the iPad. Grab this. All right. I'm going to tap on my Onshape. Okay. You'll notice that you have your drawing sheet there, and you also have your Puzzle Cube project. So when I open up Puzzle Cube project on my iPad, I'm still recording. Good. Let's share out the iPad screen again. Okay. So the error that I got, and let me explain what happened. And some of you might have already experienced this because I know some of you have been working on the computer and not on the iPad. All right. The error that I got on my iPad when I opened it up was someone is currently editing this document. Do you want to take control of the screen? And you can only have one person editing your particular document unless you assign multiple people. So when we're looking at the screen at the top where you have the picture of the people, eventually I'm going to give you guys a group project and two of you can work on the same document at the same time. Okay. Just like you can in, Google Docs or, Google Sheets or Google Slides. This is the cloud version of being able to model. Okay. So you can actually have multiple people working on the same document at the same time. All right. Now that I have control, you can see down here at the bottom, okay, on my iPad, I'm looking at my drawing. If I slide this over, I hit blue drawing. There's my drawing sheet. This is what you're going to take a screenshot of, okay? You need 5 of these screenshots. So you can't work on this document. If I start tapping on the screen right now, nothing happens. It's a view-only document, okay? If you actually look down at the bottom, it's got an M, okay? That's like the symbol for mobile, okay? You can't do anything. You can look at it, you can view it, but you can't edit it, okay? That's why you have to do it either on a computer or go onto Safari or Chrome on the iPad and then go to onshape.com and sign in, okay? So you have to do one or the other. But you're going to screenshot each one of those 5, and you're also going to screenshot this one, okay? It will be a total of 6 images that you are doing for the submission for this assignment, okay? So that's that, all right? We learned about a lot today, okay? How to get a shared file, okay? The Easton drawing sheet, we got that, okay? We learned how to start placing things onto our drawing sheet, dimensioning, shading those colored shapes in, okay? Then we switched over to our assembly. We learned how to explode our assembly, all right? We learned a lot of stuff in this video today. So please pause, rewind, okay? Make sure you understand everything. If you have questions, please reach out to me in class or via email. I can jump on Zoom. We can discuss it for my remote students at home, all right? We're rounding the corner, okay? This will be the final project for the marking period, all right? Please take your time. It's going to be a significant amount of points. Please take your time. Make sure you get everything right, okay? The dimensioning, please take your time, okay? Don't rush, all right? Good luck with everything. And if you have questions, please reach out to me. Have a good day, Rovers, and I'll see you soon.